What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Brutal Planet Comics. I'm your host, Dre the Brute Daniels. Ho, 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 ho. Happy Thursday to all. And you already know we're here to talk about the 4th episode of She-Hulk. And I'll be remiss, of course you might not notice, I have a new shirt that my wife just got me. And it's really dope. I love this shirt. Anyway, so this episode is as usual, as all of them, a mixed bag. But this one, there's a lot to break down. Like as usual, it's short as a mug. But there's a lot of things we really got to talk about in regards to this episode. So hold on to your hats, everybody. So I'm going to keep the same format. We're going to give the good bits up and the bad bits are down. Let's up those downs. So we start things off with Donnie Blaze. Let me reiterate, this is Donnie Blaze, not Johnny Blaze. Okay, everybody out there freaking out, talking about that it's Ghost Rider. It's not. It's not. It's Donnie Blaze. Everybody relax. I just had to put that out there off the jump. Okay, so now that we got that straight, all right? Make sure I got all my arrows. Good. Now we got that straight. So Donnie Blaze is out here trying to perform an illusion show, and he sucks. So apparently he used to be a student of Wong's that's gone rogue, but never really understood how to use all the great powers and all that other great stuff. But all he knows how to do is use the sling ring. So he uses his sling ring and makes a portal for this young lady. I believe her name is Madison King. I don't know if she's canon. I don't really look into it. But he opens up a portal. She's some typical drunk lady. Like, she was annoying, but at the same time, I really didn't have a problem with her. She was comical at times, so I'll take the good with the bad. So she's just some drunk lady at the show, and he sends her through a portal, sends her all over the place, whatever. Because he's a hack. So Wong is trying to watch The Sopranos, which I thought was kind of cool, because, you know, it's an old show, and I guess he never watched it 20 years ago. So while he's trying to watch it, another portal opens up and Madison falls right down. All right, Madison with a Y in a place that was surprised you. Whatever, that was her thing, but that was kind of weird. She drops in from a portal and he's like, what the devil's going on? But then she immediately spoils this episode of The Sopranos for him, and he understands that she's been sent here by some hack, which is fine. I think this setup is cool. I like these characters. Like these three characters, Donnie Blaze, Madison King, and Wong. They really held this show, this episode together. I enjoyed their chemistry together. This was a good setup to get started, because now Wong wants to sue Donnie Blaze. So that's cool. I like this. This whole intro, it gets it up. Then we jump into Jennifer Walters, and of course, things get weird because it just is. So she breaks the fourth wall, and she's right. Yeah, we're happy that Wong's back, because you're not that entertaining. It's the reality. Yes, I don't know if these writers know how bad they are or whatever, but they're spot on. So she's getting ready for work and everything, but once again, there's no payoff to what happened with the Wrecking Crew, as you know, she was attacked. But luckily, the best character in this show returns. Oh yes, Jen's dad is the best. I love this guy. I love what they're doing with him. He needs to be in this show more, because he reacts the way a typical father would. Hey, you told me you got jacked. I'm coming to bury bodies. This is how a father acts, and is by far the only legitimate, real feeling male in this show. He's great. He comes like, hey, I'm tightening up security, and this is for the burying of the bodies. Like a typical dad, I love this guy. He's great, and he steals the scene.
Of course!
Clearly. So, Jen goes to work, typical, and she's creating a, what was it? Matcher profile. Matcher profile, I guess it's supposed to be Tinder, but, in their universe. Matcher profile, so she can get dates. Now, once again, it's not even established that she's feeling lonely or anything like that, but whatever. I'm looking for character development, and that ain't gonna be none. So Wong pops in. He's like, hey, yo, I got to sue this dude, Donnie Blaze. And he's like, because he's using arts that he doesn't truly understand. Now, once again, Jin actually makes some sense. Like, is there some type of contract in play? Is there some type of agreement? And all he's saying is all of this is just verbal agreements and understandings now. And she says, like, this might not hold up in court, but we're going to put something together. So she actually has something legitimate in regards to, like, court speak for the first time. So maybe they got some new writers that tell them what to actually say. So that was kind of neat to see that, hey, it's not just walk in there, snap your fingers, and things work out. So she goes to the bar, as usual, because I guess that's where all lawyers hang out at.
Say what?
Yeah, this is a recurring theme. Anyway, so she's getting all her papers and all that stuff together to try to, get this suing done. And her friend is like, hey, you need to get out there, blah, 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 meet some dudes, yada, 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 yada. And they check out her master profile. And her friend is like, yo, this is some sauce. Don't nobody want Jennifer Walters, which is true. Like, you're not going to get anybody like this using your profile picture of your work shots and stuff like that. And like, yeah, that's not appealing to anybody. I'm inclined to agree. I am inclined to agree. So yeah, so what she's saying is like spruce it up a bit. But of course, we have some random dude who has to hit on her because every guy in this universe, aside from her father, is just pigs. So he comes in like, oh, well, if you drain your mind, I'm gonna get you a glaze of drink, blah, 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 blah. Oh, man, something just went in my mouth.
Ew.
Yeah, and basically she uses this as a template of, oh, I don't want to date these kind of guys. And her friend's like, oh, there's going to be better guys on there, blah, 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 blah. So, as far as the second scene goes, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. Setting up Jin's arc for, well, pretty much the B story. Here we go again. Setting up the B story. It's not offensive to all five senses. I loved her dad's scene. It was really good. And actually the legal speak that was done in her office actually made some sense. So it's not bad. Oh, right, I forgot one scene. And yes, this scene as well. When they meet with Donnie to give him a cease and desist, because they don't want to go to trial and all that stuff because he's a hack. And once again, Donnie has a whole lot of good chemistry with Wong. It's really good. They have this little competing thing of who's really the best and stuff. But it's cool. The banter is actually pretty decent. Like, it's actually comical. Now, is it laugh out loud funny? No, but Donnie and Wong's chemistry is really good. So setting up this entire arc of this B story, I actually, I gotta say, like, even though there's a little bit of cringe in there with the guy, it's not bad. Like, it's actually not bad. So on that note, for the B story setup, I'm gonna go ahead and give it up. Yeah, 2 ups in a row. This has never happened in the history of this. And then it goes bad. Okay, so once again, as I mentioned earlier, no dude in this show, minus Jin's dad, is worth his salt. So Jen goes on her first date with this absolute loser in every way, shape, and form. And this once again reinforces the point that these folks that are writing these shows, these ladies, they have no idea how men actually act in dates. They have no clue at all. This dude is a mess. He's not paying her no attention. He's looking at other women while they're on a date. He's not talking with her. He's on his phone. Then, of course, doesn't pick up the tab because we have to check all the boxes of useless man. Then he bounces out, gets on his phone with one of his buddies, like, oh yeah, she was alright, she was kind of hot, but she's like a 6. So I think that's what he says. This dude is scum. We've already spent 3 episodes establishing that men are trash. We've already established that. We don't need to reinforce that every single dude she comes in contact with is garbage. We've done this enough. Down. Then we get to some stuff that I actually enjoyed once again. So once again, the chemistry between Madison and Wong and Donnie Blaze is really cool. So they're in court. They're trying to put out this cease and desist, this defamation case, but the judge, rightfully so, says that nobody has rights to, like, exclusive rights to magic, even though how bogus Donnie Blaze's stuff is. And Wong is trying to argue that, hey, but he's tampering with stuff that a lot of people do not understand. You can't mess with this kind of stuff. And so they need an eyewitness, and Jen has this bright idea of bringing Madison in while she's in the midst of partying, and Wong says it's a bad idea. It brings her in, she puts her on the stage, and she says all types of weird, crazy nonsense, but at the same time, it's like endearing. You know, like that drunk girl that you know that's always part of, oh my god, woo, you know, like, so it's not like, it's annoying in quite a few ways, but not offensive. So, you know, so this was fine. So it ended up being pushed to trial, and Donnie Blaze, who has all the charisma in the world, is just soaking up every scene he's in. Like, he's doing terrible smoke bomb tricks. Even got the lawyer pulling the napkin out of the jacket, and like they're all terrible. They're all terrible illusionists and stuff. So like, but the judge rightfully grants Donnie the right to practice his life, because it's his livelihood. So taking away his livelihood at this point is not fair, especially when you have no solid basis for removing it from him. So this whole scene worked really well, and I thought this worked. I thought it was well put together. I thought it was fun. They actually had some level of you know,
I'm kind of retarded.
What's the word? Yeah, I said fun already. I'm gonna stick with that word. It was enjoyable. Okay, I'm getting a call. It was enjoyable. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it up. Look, we're on a roll. We're on a roll for this episode so far. So like, things in this episode aren't going horribly so far. And then it goes south. Then it goes south. So Jen understands that Jennifer is not what the boys want. All right, so she goes She-Hulk. She starts taking new profile pictures and all other stuff. And she gets a whole bunch of hits. And this is where the writing falls completely flat. Because once again, we're in the range of, I've never had a date with a man ever, but I'm going to write about it. So let's go through this list, shall we? So first we get a cool cameo of David Otunga. For those that are like wrestling fans, you'd recognize him. So he's the first one that goes on a date with her, and he wants to just compare how strong he is to her and want to start deadlifting out of nowhere. No dude on earth talks like that to any attractive young woman ever. Period. That's not how it works. Like, hey, I heard you strong. How much you deadlift? A ton? Oh yeah, well I can do 600 pounds. Hey, who wants to deadlift? Nobody. Zero. That nobody talks like that at all. Next dude is some weirdo, artsy Sundance Festival joker that's talking about his film, and
You came here to die.
no. Once again, no one talks this way, and he's just about me. Oh, you check out. I made a play about a lawyer. Let me tell you something. If people are going out on a date with She-Hulk, the last thing they gonna be talking about is their work. Okay, they're gonna be like, "Yo, girl, what happened? How did you become She-Hulk? Who are you?" All this stuff, all this mountain of questions are gonna be coming her way. She is famous. She's a celebrity to a degree at this point. And you're gonna talk about your Sundance Festival? That's trash. No, that's not. That's not for any second is that gonna happen. Then we got this. I believe this is supposed to be a shot at fanboys. I don't know what is going on. Now, granted, I like the nervous tick that he had. Like, he didn't really know what to say, which sometimes can come off that way. But then he just became a creeper immediately of calling her a specimen. I'm like, bruh, this is nightmarish. I'm like, this is not how people talk. Zero. No one talks this way. Especially if you're on a date, especially with somebody that's big and beautiful. We will not be talking like this. Even the strongest of dudes are going to shrink down a little bit and just be like, hey, let me just try not to mess this up. Y'all don't know how to write dudes. Stop. We get it. You don't know what you're doing. So then, this is the one that actually blew my mind even more, because now we have this guy who's a doctor and is confident and all this other stuff. And then all he had to say was, oh, what's going on with you? And then she immediately was like, let's take these fries to go. I'm like, now, Grant, if you want to talk about she's taking, charge and all that stuff, that's fine. That's fine. But at the same time, we know that this is going to end badly off jump. We know it is. We know it's coming because you've already set a precedent that every single dude in the show is bad. And this guy may be the worst of all of them. So the fact that all these dudes, every single dude in this show that's talked to her or hit on her, whatever the case may be, every single one of them are not worth their salt. The answer is down. What a waste. Good grief. But then we go into stuff that's fun again. Like, you see, once again, I think there's like in episode 2, it's a seesaw. It's a really serious seesaw. It's like, hey, something really good, then something's really bad. Something's really good, and something's really bad. Like, the consistency of this joint is nonsensical, which I guess might be the only consistency this thing has. So then we go back to Donnie Blaze, and he's doing his tricks and all of this stuff, and he's trying to do the portal again. But the young lady that he brings up there this time is like, hey, nah, the last time you sent through a portal, Madison is, disappeared into a different portal. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna screw around with some stuff that I don't know. So he ends up making an actual dove, but this dove ends up laying an egg that has like a bat monster creature in it, and it goes Billy berserk. So he tries to make a portal to send it back to its dimension, but he cannot control these abilities. He cannot control these powers. So then, like, all these Jones start swarming out of the place, attacking people. Things are going absolutely nuts. And once again, I'm intrigued. I'm like, oh snap, real consequence. Uh-oh, we got some real stakes happening. I'm interested. Talk to me. Let's play. So then so he goes back to Wong, and Wong's like, hey, call my lawyer, because we gonna need some help up in here, because stuff is going down. For the first time in this show, stuff is going down. And I'm actually like, okay, we have an action sequence with real stakes. Wong's involved. It's cool. I like it. So meanwhile, Jin's like trying to, talking to the dude and all other great stuff, yada, 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 yada. She's been ignoring her phone the whole time, which, as you would. And then Wong opens up a portal and is like, hey, girl, you ain't picking up your phone. We got world-ending stuff happening. And then he comes, snatches her up to come and actually do stuff, which is good. And he tells you felt like her dad. I like this scene. This scene was cool. Had a cool... I like this. I like this. And like, so she had to stop like a superhero does. Like, stop whatever you're doing, then go and do superhero stuff. It was cool. I liked it. And so she's out there fighting bad, scores, breaking the fourth wall, all that great stuff, yada, 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 yada. And I'll give credit. Will do. Somebody actually upped the animation budget for She-Hulk in this one. I'll give credit where due. Like, these scenes, she actually looks, decent. And so credit where due. Like, I try to be fair on this show. Credit where due. They actually stepped up their animation game a little bit. Well done. So this scene is really cool. They're fighting, all that stuff. They're crushing all the skulls, all the great stuff, while Donnie and his partner in crime is crawling away and stuff. Like, so that stuff is cool. This stuff is really good. And then Wong ends up making pretty much like a funnel. What was it? A air funnel.
Nobody cares.
Whatever. Sucks them all out into their other back to the dimension. This scene I really liked. It was really cool. It was action packed. They actually had stakes. Maybe not towards Jen, of course, because nothing can hurt her, but at the same time, like, stuff actually happened that was entertaining. And then, of course, she forces Donnie to drop the suit and, and all that other great stuff. So like, it all kind of comes together. So that was cool. I like that. This scene, it gets an up. Oh boy, and here we go. And here we go with the problem with this show. So, once again, as I already established, every dude in this show is trash. We know that. The fact that he's reading a book that says bad feminist on it is more than enough to know that this dude is some trash. You know it. We all know it. Talk about foreshadowing.
Bruh.
So she drops right in from the portal. Wong drops her in, and he's like, "Oh, where you been? You got some stuff like meat on her ear, whatever." And so whatever, and she carries him off, and they do what they do. So here we go. Now, this could have been a monumental scene. Well, this whole interaction with her on this final date of she thinks this dude's actually worth his salt. This could have been really good. So we're she's happy, she's making breakfast, all that stuff. Her friends hitting her up, oh my god, give me all the deets and all that stuff. So homeboy rolls in and is like, who are you? And she's like, oh, I'm Jen, and all that other wonderful stuff, and blah 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 blah. And he's like, oh, okay. And then she says, like, oh, well, I've made some breakfast. Stay over. He immediately is like, oh, no, I gotta go. I gotta roll and all the other stuff. He immediately bounces. And the look on her face could have stopped traffic. Now, I gotta give, I don't want to, Melania Ali, I don't want to, Marcel, her. I can tell she is trying to act at this moment because this is a moment of heartbreak. Let's call it like it is. She's been let down because now this dude, of course, has only wants her for the Hulk and not who she is on the inside, which ironically is the exact same thing she did because he was good looking and had a good job and he was a doctor, whatever, but that's neither here nor there. This is a perfect golden opportunity for us to actually relate to this character, soak in this character, and be like, oh man, I feel so bad for what she just experienced. Because she thought that this guy really cared, but she knows, no, he doesn't. It was just about being She-Hulk. But instead of us getting this moment of real levity, the writers, once again, say, let's just throw it out for jokes. No, makes a joke like, oh, who cares about good-looking doctors or something? What? No, this is a moment for reflection. This is a moment to be like, oh man, God, I'm really hurt, my feelings. But no, we can't have her feel anything that's negative. And that's the problem. It's a huge problem. They immediately shift, and literally all this happens in seconds, to being served papers by Titania for the use of She-Hulk, the term She-Hulk. You had an opportunity. And you blew it. And I was legitimately disappointed. I don't want to say disappointed. I was legitimately hoping that they were actually going to give her a moment to actually reflect and be like, oh man, I learned something, didn't learn something, anything. But no, they immediately tossed it out. Down. I really thought that this was gonna been something. So this is how the episode ends. It's also an end credit scene with Wong and Madison, which I enjoyed their chemistry. But it's not really of consequence. But it was fun. So that was okay. So overall, episode 4 once again is a mixed bag. Like, one, I like the setups for the A and B stories. I thought they were set up pretty well. I hated everything about the dating situation, especially when she was She-Hulk, and how these dudes, once again, these guys are so poorly written. It's unimaginable. The action sequence, though not really consequential, was fun, and and that's just what I know what kind of show I'm into, or I'm elbow deep into, and that's that. It's not going to be anything depth or anything monumental. So, but actually fun. The actual court stuff actually felt more legitimate as court things. Donnie Blaze, Madison King were cool, but once again, the lack of emotional connection, emotional moments for this character, especially when it's set up. Well, once again, the whole idea if she's actually lonely isn't really set up that well. But nonetheless, all these things in a nice big pot, It's okay. I'm gonna just get it's okay. And like, it's not horrible. I've seen horrible already. Episode 3 was horrible. Episode 1 was a catastrophe. This was okay. Literally, this joint had the potential to actually be decent if they had writers who knew how dudes talked and knew how to write real emotional moments instead of just pushing it off. It's like, oh, well, here we go to the next thing. No, you need that moment for us as the audience to connect with the protagonist. We're 4 episodes in and we still don't know who she is. Well, no, we know who she is, but what she's trying to accomplish, we don't know. So on that basis, that's why I'm giving it okay. But it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. Honestly, I think this is one of the better episodes that has come out from this show. You know, I like to be fair on my reviews, and that's just where I'm at. I think that's the way it is. Plain and simple. So what did you guys think about She-Hulk episode 4? Maybe you liked it, maybe you didn't like it. Tell me in the description. Tell me in the comment section below what you guys thought about it. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you really liked this episode, or maybe you really hated it. I would like to know. Definitely. So 4 episodes down. I think 5 more to go. Good Lord. I'm going to get old watching this show. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. And follow me on those dope social media platforms you see over there. You all have been awesome. Oh, right. Yeah, I'll be leaving in the description section below also all my other She-Hulk reviews. Go ahead and check them out. Yeah, but as always, you guys have been awesome, and I'll catch you all next time. Also, if you want to support my channel, check out spinwiz.com or download the SpinWiz app and check out my comic series, Trouble. It was written with a lot of love, and it was definitely my favorite comic series to write. I've also written it in English and in Spanish, so whatever floats your boat, I got it for you. Thanks again. Check it out.